So yes, we have got a very special guest today. And Nicole, could you share a little intro to begin with, where you are right now? Maybe we can start from there, and a little fun fact about yourself as well.
Okay, well, boy, where do I begin? So here I am in a very transitional phase of my life. And, you know, I don't think it was an accident that I felt this magnetic pull to this course because I felt like it was time for me to make some shifts in my life. And here I am in the middle of this shift and I get this invitation to be a part of this LMA program, and I had no idea that it was exactly what I needed
Mhm.
at the time, and it's been amazing. It's really been amazing. So I am excited. I feel a new, I'm not talking about physically where I am so much, but just mentally and emotionally. I feel like I'm on another planet. I really do. I
Oh,
really do. It's almost emotional for me because I've been starving, for this feeling, that I'm feeling right now. And I've been starving for it. And I feel like, wow, I'm looking so forward to the future. I'm looking forward to, share my testimony. I'm just looking forward to life. I'm looking forward to life.
oh
Yeah. Yeah.
gosh, there's so much joy coming from you right now. So much
Joy.
joy and
Yeah.
amazing energy as well. And as you mentioned, you're currently in the transitioning phase, and different challenges are coming up in your life. And
Yeah.
which city, country are you currently based right now?
I'm in the US of A and I am in Virginia. I am in a brand new place that I had no idea that I would be. It was not even on the radar. But here I am. Again, things have been shifting in my life, and I'm just, and you said joy a moment ago, and that's the word I've been really meditating on because I'm finding joy in this journey that I'm in, and probably I should be crying, not tears of joy, but tears of sadness because I'm shedding some things. I'm, leaving a 21-year relationship that I thought that I was supposed to be in for the rest of my life. But that wasn't where I was supposed to be. And so, whenever I contemplated leaving this person, I always felt sad. I felt like I couldn't make it without him. And I felt like who am I without him? And it was really more, I've discovered, I've discovered so many things in LMA. It was really unhealthy codependency, that I had in this relationship. And it it needed to change, in order for me to become who I am and who I was created to be, and so it was very scary, even though I'm almost ashamed to say this, and I hate to use that word shame, but even though, when I stood on that beach and I said yes, I knew it was no. I knew it was no then. And I didn't have the courage to to say no. I felt like I'm a people pleaser recovering. And I felt like that's what I was supposed to do. My big sister, she's like, yeah, you're supposed to do that, And I had made so many bad decisions in my life that I felt like I don't want to trust myself anymore. And
Mm.
so here I am, 21
You
years
are,
later,
yes.
you know,
Wow.
finding my joy, and embracing this new journey and looking forward to the future, not with fear,
Yeah.
but with optimism, with hope. And all of that came out of LMA, you know?
Wow, wow, wow. Gosh. And would it be okay to take a few steps back from where this all began? And
Yeah.
um, I mean, like through the storm, sometimes, like now you're seeing light, and there's
Oh,
so much joy and peace.
yes.
Now, before joining the LMA, do you remember at all how you were feeling and what made you
Oh,
decide to take that leap?
I was feeling, I started to isolate myself. I had been battling depression over the years. Um, I was lost. I was just really, I felt like I was just drifting, and I wasn't really living. I was just existing. I was surviving, and, and the sad thing is, I'm a mom and I have 4 kids. And to be that kind of, I mean, I look back on it, it was almost like I've been a zombie. I've been, and I don't mean to laugh because I just, and I keep telling myself that I did the best I could. And I have a great relationship with my kids now. 3 of them are adults. And I even have a new grandbaby this year. So I'm
Oh,
excited about that. That's been a joy. And I have one 14-year-old here at home. And all I'm focusing on is this new mom that I'm going to be for him. So it's just like I have a whole new lease on life. I have a whole new outlook. I'm just a different person. And I was not the same. I was I was like in the abyss of being a victim. I was full of resentment, pain, anger at myself, but really, for not having the courage to just do something. Like I was so like unhappy, but I just couldn't get myself to take action and go in that direction that I needed to go in. Um,
and was this
but I was just, I'm sorry.
yeah, and was this when you were living in a different place back then?
Yeah, yeah, I was, and I've had a great life on the outside.
Mm.
I've had, successful business, all the material things that, a person could want, great place to live, lots of things that people look and say, oh, I wish I could ever have that in my lifetime. But inside, I was just so lonely, so unhappy, and the hardest part for me was wearing this mask that I'm okay, and showing up every day as a leader in my community, feeling this responsibility to lead others and not really putting my own well-being on the back burner so I can show up for everybody else, being this people pleaser. And boy, it got exhausting. It got exhausting. And it was just like, oh, I cannot do this anymore. So I just started to withdraw, and I knew that, you know, I was in Florida. That was my dream place I wanted to be. And,
Mm.
it was like, oh my God, the sun is shining. Life was so good on the outside again, but on the inside, I wasn't happy. And it was just time to drop the mask, and to really just stand in my truth, and stop being afraid because this is my life. I'm getting older. And, I had this picture pop up on my timeline today. And it was a young me. And it was me pretending, basically. And boy, I look at that picture and I look at how young I was and how I wish that I had found LMA when I was younger, like I wish that I could have somehow found the courage to to do what I'm doing now, So, but nevertheless, I have the rest of my life to look forward to.
Mm.
And I don't, I'm trying to look back and not have regrets, but look at it like it was just a part of my becoming. And it
Mm.
was just a journey that I had to be on
Yeah.
because, like Tim, I had a lot of pain in my past,
Mhm.
a lot of neglect. My mom was on drugs, and her and my dad had a really bad divorce, and she just got into bad relationship after bad relationship. And so I saw my mom tolerating, all these abusive relationships and not having her courage to get up and walk away.
Mm.
And in her pain and in her not being there as a mother, I suffered a lot. I suffered a lot. I was molested and neglected and almost ended up in foster care. So I had a rough life.
Mm.
And so that was a part of my healing. It just took that long, unfortunately, but there's nothing wrong. It happened the way it happened, and I don't have any regrets.
You're an inspiration, Nicole, and that was one of the many chapters. And so that was one chapter that got closed. And as you mentioned, you've got successful business, and then your outer world, everything looked great. But then on the inner world, you mentioned that it was different inside and how you were feeling.
Yeah.
It,
I can't imagine, Alice. I can't imagine um, what I'm gonna be. And as I continue on this journey, like so excited about SMA and really, so happy that just came back to back. I'm looking forward to this foundation that LMA has given me. I'm looking forward to going out into the world and doing like all the things that I've always wanted to do in my heart, all the things that, Tim always talks about your heart wants growth, but your survival brain just keeps you stuck. And
yeah.
so that turmoil I've been in, it's just so many start and stops. I've been gifted with this, serial entrepreneurism and this creativity and this huge heart and wanting to help people, and business ideas just come to me like this, but I've always been afraid. So I start and I stop. I start and I stop. And I tell you, if I could write a book on all the businesses I started and stopped. And boy, I'm just looking forward to the new person that I'm going to become, and the action taker that I'm going to be, and the consistent person that I'm going to be, and the changes that I'm going to now be able to help other people make by putting my work out into the world,
Mm,
my ideas.
amazing.
Yeah.
Yes. And like you said, the ideas just come to you. And have you always been like this?
Yeah, I've always been like this since I was a little girl. And in a lot of ways I feel so special, but in a lot of ways I feel so misfortunate.
Mm,
I had this nickname for myself, poor little rich girl.
mm,
And poor in the sense of, I grew up poor, but I had so many, advantages, so many inner gifts, not really the outside when I was younger looked. Boy, I mean, people that knew me when I was a kid, they're like, "Oh my God, I can't believe you turned out like this. Like you had a really, really rough life." And they're surprised to see me doing as well as I have been. But um, poor little rich girl, I've always been blessed, and always had some kind of specialness about me. I think that I'm ready to own, to own.
yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. So when did you start hearing that voice that actually this isn't what I really want? Because it sounds like the work, your career has been going super well as a serial entrepreneur, and you're successful in what you do work-wise in the community and when you're helping other people. Now, when did you start to think, actually, I don't want to be going this way in the relationship? When did this start?
Oh boy. It took a while. Like I said, I knew the day I said yes that I didn't know. I just it wow. but I just kept wearing that mask. And so I think the feeling just got stronger and stronger and stronger. And I, um, I would leave and go back because of this codependency. And, he would leave and come back. I think he was a little codependent too. I think he knew that I did not want to be in the relationship.
Mm.
And I think that a lot of times, and Tim talks about this too, when you are a half circle, you attract certain people, and so I hope, and pray. I love him, and I hope and pray that he does his work and that he realizes that there's some things that he needs to really, really work on. It's not my responsibility, of course, you know, but to know that, you know, one of us should have been able to walk away and to be able to figure this out and navigate how to uncouple. And really sometimes that's the most responsible thing you can do, because I talked about when I'm unhappy, everybody's unhappy, like he
Mm.
knew that there was no way I could make him happy. He would always say, I know you don't love me, and and my kids, they would see me, suffering. They would see us fighting all the time. And sometimes I felt in my survival brain that our kids need stability and they need the family and they need, but I think really what they needed more than anything was a mom that was whole, two parents that were whole. And boy, I tell my daughter that now. I tell my sons that now. I tell my daughter-in-law that now. And I just want everybody around me to be happy and to be woke and not to be like drifting through their life like I did, and to wake up all of a sudden and realize, boy, you wow, you're awesome. You just need to own it. You got so much ahead of you, and make good decisions and really, really learn who you are. I thought I knew who I was, but
Mm.
I really know who I am now. And I all,
Good to know
yeah,
that. Yeah.
yeah.
So throughout the LMA, what helped you the most to get to know yourself, like you described, on a much more deeper level?
Boy, it was almost magical. And I don't believe in magic, but I believe in miracles. But it was almost a miracle, because I'm a confessed personal development junkie. So I have every book, I watch every YouTube video, I got every course, I mean, I've spent so much money on personal development, not to fix myself, but just to grow. And I've always been interested in growing. And, you know, I've learned a lot from everybody, that I've invested in. And I've been able to meet and get personal autographs and sit in rooms of thousands and thousands of people and auditoriums and be backstage and invited to special small rooms and VIPs. And I've had the most amazing personal development, growth, and journey. But I will tell you, this course was a miracle. That's all I can say. I don't even think it was personal development. I don't think I should even put it in that category. I think it's more powerful than that. I think it was, I don't know if it was me that was all of a sudden ready, but whatever it was, things just lined up. And boy, the breakthroughs I've gotten, life changing, life changing.
Wow. So you would call it, like you said, you don't believe in magic, but it was like magic. Now,
Yeah.
if you can pinpoint to maybe just one thing, what
Oh my
do you think it
goodness.
was?
Alice, that's like impossible. Oh my goodness. I mean, honestly, I know personal development is hard work,
Mm,
and you got to sit there and you got to be present and you got to be
yeah.
interactive and engaging. And I will say that Tim delivered.
Mm,
Tim delivered, but not just Tim delivered, because it has to be this team, this unbelievable team of people you don't see, you know, just, I would say from the moment I saw the invitation, I won't call it an ad, it was an invitation. The moment I saw the invitation, I knew it was for me, and I was always doing what I do every day, looking for something to grow myself today. And it's a lot of great stuff out there. But when I came across Tim's invitation, it was just something in me. And like I said, I registered, I enrolled in LMA, and I was so busy. My business was taking off, and I was so busy, and it was a great thing. I was growing my business and making money, and I was playing with my granddaughter and being there for and like I said, I got another invitation, and talk about this amazing team of people. I don't know who writes your emails. I don't know who sends out your invitations and reminders and texts. And I have a joke about being on the website one day trying to log in, and I was chatting because I was kind of lost, and I thought I was getting a bot, and it was like real person. And I'm like, Tim is not only amazing, Tim has an amazing team. He has an amazing system. And sometimes it's not just who you are, it's about really being able to grab people out of their busy, distracted life and to just pull them to you to give them that transformation that they need. And so like the miracle was all of it. I can't even say it's one thing. And so once I'm being able to stop life and be there, that was the miracle, because everything that I received after that, I was just like blown away, blown away. And when I tell you I've invested in personal development over the past, I've invested a lot of money, like at one point in time, I had a whole lot of money before more than I have now. And I invested, a certain percentage of what I make. And so I never worried about it. But here we are in the pandemic and all this uncertainty about finances, and you know, I didn't hesitate to invest. What LMA was, because I had wasted that kind of money before. I had invested in things that never even showed up, like I said. And I said, oh, one day I'll get to it. One day I'll get to it. But being busy, being distracted, and not having this magnetic pull, I call it, to just be here with you guys, to be at LMA and be there live, that was an amazing opportunity and a miracle. Because sometimes you get these recorded things and sometimes they're good, but are you going to show up if they're recorded? That's me. I needed live. I needed to know that, I don't know. I'm overwhelmed in my life. I can't do email. I can't do recordings. I can't, I don't have the discipline. I'll be honest. I don't have the discipline up till now. Up till now. And that's been a challenge for me. I struggle with ADHD and being a highly sensitive person and being an empath. A lot of times I'm catatonic in a closet somewhere. I'm like crying somewhere. I'm sad. I'm in that victim mindset. I'm struggling to make myself just work and be a mom. I'm like struggling every day. Sometimes it's a struggle. So to get me to show up and it's live, and boy, hit this LMA, I tell you, my son is in one of the most prestigious colleges in the country, right? He's paying, well, we're not paying, thank God we got a scholarship. He's a musician, so he's got a over $200,000 scholarship, $50,000 a year. This university charges, and they're one of the best, right? And I never finished college, I became a mom and I just didn't finish, but I've always been able to be successful because I have a heart and I have a sharp mind, and I'm like I said, my mom was so distracted. I had almost perfect scores on all my college entry tests. She couldn't help me get in school because she was, so much in trouble, but I always want my kids to go to college. I want them to have it. But I will tell you, this course should be worth $1 million. You know, if you get your life back out of doing a course, I mean, what value would you place on your life? You know, what value would you place on years and years and years of being lost and being stuck and being in 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 darkness, really, and not living? You know, like, life is such a gift. Every day is precious. You know, millions of people right now are losing their lives. Millions of people can't wake up and breathe like you and I are doing today. And it's just like, you know, it's every day. You know, if you're wasting a day, if you're wasting a week, a month, a year, and you're not living, boy, I don't think it's a value for that. I just, you know, and I think it's in our minds sometimes what we can pay or what it's worth to us. Or, I mean, I'll tell you, you know, like me, I'm living this fancy life, you know, but I would trade all of that in to just be alive, you know. And I just don't want my testimony. I hope somebody hears this that is thinking about, is this worth it? You know, is this investment worth it? It's absolutely worth it. If you're really sick and tired of being sick and tired, if you really, in your heart, you want more, you have dreams, you have goals, and you know that you're not happy where you are, you got to do something. You got to do something. And what if this is that something? You know, what if this miraculous, amazing team, Success Insider, you know, what if Tim and Alice and everybody that, you know, behind the scenes, and what if this is exactly what you need, you know? So I know that it has been for me. And I know that this investment that I made is only going to multiply. I'm going to be a better mom, a better human being. And that's just priceless. You can't put a price on that. But I'm going to show up in bigger, better ways in my business. And I know that I'm going to make 10 times the amount of money that I've made, and I can be as successful as I want to be, just because I'm clear on who I am. I'm ready to get into action with all these dreams and goals and be consistent so that I can see these things through and not let fear and being a victim and all this stuff that's been coming in the way before, to really have the power to finish and just see my visions through.
Whoa, super powerful words. So you've got to listen to Nicole.
Oh, it's truth. It's truth, Alice. It's just
Live your life.
plain truth. You know, I tried to think about what I wanted to say, and I tried to write some stuff down. In fact, I woke up at 5 o'clock in the morning and I could not sleep after I finished. I graduated LMA. I could not sleep, and I woke up. And I believe morning is just like this precious time, but I've been staying up all night, not sleeping well, and just frazzled. But this morning I woke up at 5 a.m. And I've always wanted to wake up at 5 a.m. and just really start my day, you know? But I woke up and all I could think about was how much I got out of LMA. And I just grabbed my journal and I just started typing, and I was typing for almost an hour, you know, of all these things that I wanted to share. And I'm probably sure it's even more I didn't even say, and probably I said some new things today that I didn't even write down. But I just said, don't worry about your notes. Don't worry about your journal. Just get on here and just talk, you know, and that's what I'm doing. I'm speaking my heart. It's just the truth.